Hello everyone, and welcome to the Z channel. Got another knife review, and today's knife review is going to be about the KA-BAR TDI law enforcement knife. So I had seen this one for a while, and I had done some research on it, and I of course watched a bunch of different reviews about it on YouTube, and just all around checked out a bunch of different people's feelings about how they felt about the blade. And when I first saw it, I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger than this. And I mean, going by the dimensions, overall length was 5.625 inches, including the blade length, which was about 2.3. So I knew it was going to be small, but at the same time, it just, I don't know, like when you see it in a picture and then you get it in your hand, actually, it always feels kind of different. But after carrying it for a little while, I can honestly say that I am pleased with the ability and the covertness, if you will, of how to have an extra multi-layer of weaponry on your body. And so going over this blade, for me it's all about concealment. It's all about the element of surprise, but you also have to be able to deploy the weapon. And one thing I liked about this is the actual sheath itself. I'm gonna talk about the sheath real quick. It's a hard plastic sheath, and it's got the the whole knife itself is a John Benner design, and he was a really creative knife maker. And the sheath itself, if you can see it in the picture, you can see the clip on it. This is pretty sturdy. It is flexible, but it's pretty sturdy when you get in the belt loop. And then there's this little divot here that you can't see. Maybe you can. Right in there, you see that little hole right there? So like there's a little divot in there that catches on your belt loop, and or even on the inside of your pants, depending on which way you want to carry this. But it snags nicely when you go to deploy the blade. And so that's probably what I liked the most about it, was just how it rests on the belt, and then also how it snags when you deploy it. So that way, this isn't just gonna fall out. This thing is in there. You hear a little bit of shaking, but for the most part, it's in there and it's not going anywhere. So you really have to give it a pull to get it out. And so that was one of the things that I liked about it first, was it was actually a sturdy plastic sheath, which sometimes the hard plastic sheaths can kind of go either way. And so I'm gonna give them credit for how this was made. And then there's also some carry options. I mean, you can take the screws out and you can attach it to other systems if you want to. In my opinion, it was well thought out. And this whole back part can come off as well. You just got to take off the screws in the front. So it's interchangeable. So that's one thing I like about it. And then pulling it back out, so you actually have the AUS 8 steel, which that's the 5759 HRC, and it's also got the drop point style blade. This one's the straight knife; it's not serrated. So and then also you have the Zytel handle. It feels really good in the hand, like when you actually pull it out. And if you're gonna do a bunch of different techniques on it, it'll work really well, especially for like rolling and trapping motions. And if you're going for different angles of attack, you can hold it in different ways. It's really effective. I mean, you can really get some good shots in there. And so I think that's important with this blade. Let me see if I can get a better close up here. There we go. It's really important when you pick up any blade that you get really familiar with it. If you're going to carry it as an EDC or what have you, you want to make sure that it's going to be your go-to and carry it all the way through. And what I like about this is, like, it's full tang all the way through here, so that's what's nice about it. And even if the handles broke, the knife is still going to last. And a lot of time, if you drop these ITEL handles from a high distance, it can definitely break. So that's one thing about dealing with the Zytel handles. But at the same time, because it's full tang, you can definitely utilize the blade still, even if the handles break. So that was a sell point for me. And I think for situations when you're not able to access other weapons you might be carrying, whether it's like your baton or your mace, or if you got a stun gun, or if you carry a sidearm or whatever, I think this is a really intimidating response. Like, if you come out busting something like this, from the shadows of your, underneath your shirt or inside of your pant loop, then it's really going to impact the situation that you could be dealing with. And so I think just getting into it more, it's one of those blades that you gotta know. In my opinion, you should know different martial arts to be able to utilize it in the same way. I mean, any knife you can take and you can cut and stab and slash and everything, but to effectively use this to save your life, but also not overstep your bounds legally. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize about a self-defense situation is, once you're in a self-defense situation, you can't just continue to whoop on someone after you've defended yourself. Once you've defended yourself, if you continue attacking someone, that then becomes assault. Okay, so you have to learn restraint, and you have to learn how to utilize certain techniques up to the point that it's not going to get you in trouble legally. I mean, if you're attacked, defend yourself by all means necessary, but realize that there's, once again, liabilities and repercussions for anything that you do before, during, and after. Okay, so keep that in mind. Even deploying a weapon, you can get in trouble for that. You can get in trouble for brandishing a weapon if you don't do it the right way. You got to use your head in these kind of situations. That's why I say learn your laws, know what you can and can't do legally, and at all costs, always avoid a fight. Okay, now this is kind of getting into a tangent about, the politics of self-defense, especially in today's day and age. And I mean, I live in Arizona, where it's a stand your ground state basically, but anything that you do, it's going to be scrutinized. So if you had a chance to run away or not injure the person any more than what you did during the self-defense situation, you're liable. And that's the bottom dollar truth about everything is, as soon as you do something, you're in it. You're in it until the jury finds you not guilty, and then even then you can get sued. So keep that in mind as you're learning about your laws in every state that you live in. You know what I mean? So like I said, a knife like this, it's really important to know. Some naysayers saying, no, that's not how it works. Trust me, in most situations with the DA, that's how it's going to work. So you got to understand that. So, overall practicality, getting back to the actual review, this is, one of the better, blades that I've seen that can be used in security and law enforcement, regular self-defense, everyday carry stuff. I've carried it a bunch of times. It felt really comfortable. And I like, just the way that it's set, on me, even when I would be driving or sitting at the office chair, or if I'm out and about walking, whatever. It wasn't ever really in my way. And it has a little bit of weight to it, but not too much. It's enough to know that it's there, but it's also to the point where it's not going to bother you so much by carrying it. So I think that being said about this KA-BAR TDI law enforcement knife, it's a great buy, And if you're going to get one, it's definitely worth it. Just expect the size to be, you know, kind of smaller than what it looks like in the picture. They do make a larger version of this. I believe it's 7 inches overall. I'll have to check the specs on that. But for what I got on this one, and you know, I'm definitely not complaining about the quality. It's definitely going to be in the collection, and I'll definitely use it in a bunch of different kits, and I'll use it as part of my everyday carry as well. I like to switch my blades out and you know, mess with different stuff. So, you know, 9 times out of 10, if someone messes with me, you know, I'm gonna call the cops. I'm gonna do the smart thing. I'm not gonna just try to get into it with people and, you know, try to prove that I can beat them up or take them out or whatever the case is. I mean, I know with my martial arts background, anything that I do is going to be considered premeditated anyway. So you have to be really, really careful, you know, before, during, and after what you do in an altercation. And with a knife like this, you know, you better know what you're doing if you're going to use this as your, you know, I wouldn't use this as my first line of defense, but it's definitely better to have than have not. And so in this case, having it is definitely a nice layer of having an arsenal on you. You know, if you're out in the field of security, you got your baton, your flashlight, your mace, possibly a taser, depending on what company you work for. You know, having this as a last resort, you know, better to have than have not. And so I'm going to leave it on that note. This is the KA-BAR TDI knife. Solid piece. Pick one up if you can. There's also some, you know, other really great reviews coming up that are going to have some similar, you know, items on there. And most of the reviews I've done, or I'm going to be doing, you know, it's from stuff that I've collected over the years. It wasn't like I just went out and, you know, got this like yesterday or something. You know, these are things I've been collecting for going on 10 years now. And so just keep that in mind, that if you like, well, wow, how'd your collection get so big? It didn't happen overnight. It happened. It took some time. So, you know, that being said, it's always fun to bring these reviews to you guys. Keep liking and subscribing. Share with your friends and family. Support the channel. I have a GoFundMe page that I'll be putting a link to, and you know, I'm also going to be starting up a Patreon page, and hopefully looking for more sponsors to get more gear and do more reviews. And you know, once I get through all the gear and all the books and DVDs and stuff I want to do videos and stuff on, then I'll be branching out and getting more into the techniques and the action and the rougher side of it. And then I'm also waiting for my culinary. I'm waiting for a few things for the culinary side of everything to get added on to the channel. I know I talked about it in my intro, and I definitely am going to be bringing out some really awesome dishes. I'm just waiting for a few things to come in so that I have a proper setup, so that way it's fun to watch and it's not just going to be some kind of, you know, half-assed job. I want to make sure that it's entertaining and you guys can see some real good quality stuff coming on. So I had to get a couple things coming, and it was important to me to put on a good show. I want to make sure my audience is entertained and that, you know, everything I do is well received. I realize there's going to be some, you know, people that might not like what I produce on YouTube, but you know, you can't make everyone happy. And at the end of the day, I'm doing this for the people that are into this kind of stuff. And so I'll be doing some more knife reviews here really quick with some other ones that I have laid out ready to go. And so this is just one of many that I'll be busting out this week. And so thank you for watching. This is the Z channel. Have a good night.